Hi there. Thank you for having me at the Pet Food Forum this year. My name's Amy Kerr, and I'm really excited to be sharing on this panel around CBD. So, a little bit about myself. I've actually been in the pet industry for the past 14 years. So, prior to starting at Spins, I was on the CPG side of the pet industry. And about 3 years ago, I joined Spins to fully launch their neighborhood pet channel. So, what we're going to talk about today is a quick overview of Spins, who we are, how we're able to share the insights that I'm sharing with you today. We'll take a holistic view of CBD, so both across the pet as well as the human side of the business, and then do a deeper dive on pet and CBD and what's happening in the marketplace. Now, how are we able to showcase insights for you? Spins is the leading syndicated data company for the natural and the pet industry. So we started working with independent natural grocers about 20 years ago. And through that and in our roots, we really have been known as the health and wellness expert. So when talking about trends like we are today, such as CBD, this is right up our alley. We were first to watch this, first to monitor it. And we're definitely excited to be talking about it with regards to our neighborhood pet channel. So quickly looking at Spins, knowing that we're the leading and largest syndicated data company, what does that mean? We have a view of the entire market. So through our partnership with RRI, we have the view at the bottom here in blue of the conventional outlets, food, drug, mass, where mainstream shoppers shop. Now, our proprietary Spins views are at the top. So this is the section in green and in orange. This is where that progressive, innovative shopper starts. This is where she shops. This is where trends are born. This is where incubator brands happen. So when we're looking at CBD, CBD began in this Spins channel. Now for today, we are going to look holistically at 3 channels. Spins Natural Enhanced, those natural grocers, Spins Neighborhood Pet, again, those neighborhood pet retailers that are driving holistic and differentiated products. And then we're also going to look at MULO or multi-outlet to better understand CBD's distribution from a mainstream stance. Now, it's awesome that we have such an extensive view, but how are we able to drill into CBD? So when our retailers start working with us, we ingest that POS information, and then we have a team, our product library team, and they cleanse, classify, and really enrich this data. So we're taking raw data, we're turning it into art, and that art is going to tell us things like what's happening across USDA organic labeled products, or what's happening in grain-free, or for the conversation today, what is taking place with CBD, which is a functional ingredient in our library. So again, we're working with our retail partners, we're ingesting this information, we're cleansing it, so then we can share it back to our partners, our retail partners, our brand partners, our industry partners in the form of actionable insights. Now, attributes really link us to the shopper. This is why she is shopping. Brands, items, definitely a great indicator of what's happening in the marketplace, but understanding the shopper motivation is important. And only Spins has the Spins exclusive attribution process. On the screen is just a sampling of some of our attributes. And today's focus is definitely going to be around that functional ingredient of CBD. Now, we at Spins, given we are the experts in health and wellness, we started in the natural marketplace. We own that neighborhood pet marketplace. We've been watching CBD for about 10 years. So launched the market, hit the market with the human side of the business. We knew it would only be a matter of time before we started talking about CBD and pet. So a couple of years ago, it hit the surface, we started watching it, and we're really excited to get into what that looks like today. So as we're looking at the marketplace today, we're going to look at 3 channels: Spins Pet, Spins Natural Enhanced, and MULO. These 3 channels are going to give us a really good view of what holistically is CBD, what's that breakdown from a human aspect, as well as that adoption over into pet. So we at Spins are tracking 37 categories today across our library that all include CBD as a functional ingredient, right? So what does that mean? There's 37 different categories across a grocer or a pet store where CBD is taking place, and we're tracking this. Now we know holistically there's 37 as a whole. For pet, we're tracking CBD in 2 categories today. That's pet care and wellness and pet food and treats. Now when you look at Spins Pet, Spins Natural Enhanced, and MULO, and try to understand, where are the pet dollars coming from? Who owns the pet CBD market? Well, we can tell you without a doubt that Spins neighborhood pet retailers as a whole outpace in volume Spins Natural Enhanced and MULO combined when we're talking about CBD for pet. Now, when we come back to these 2 pet categories, pet care and wellness, pet food and treats, where's the volume at? I can tell you today that pet care and wellness holds 6 times the volume as far as pet food and treats goes. So it's very similar. How we started taking CBD is, in fact, where the dollars for CBD are for our pets today. Now we're going to look at the future and dive into some key takeaways as far as where the market's going. Now going back holistically and looking at Spins Pet, Spins Natural Enhanced, and MULO, a lot of people wonder, has CBD hit the entire US? Is it adopted by every region? So we looked at our 4 census regions, and you can see for all 3 of those channels, for both humans and pets, CBD is sold in every single census region. Now, the largest region is the North Central, followed by the South. Think about those 37 categories that we're tracking CBD as a functional ingredient in, and you can see these 5 are the top dollar producing categories. This is where the volume is today. So we looked at the past 52 weeks across those channels, and these 5 categories are driving the current volume. It's really cool to see that across some of these human categories, pet care and wellness ranks number 3. We know that it's large from a pet stance, but combining human and pet categories, it's ranked number 3. Humanization of pets has fully taken over this functional ingredient of CBD. Now, when we look at growth, so where is growth coming from? Again, same metric, 52 weeks, tracking dollar growth. North Central is still outpacing all the other regions. So not only are they the largest in dollar volume today, but they're also pacing at a faster pace than any other region. Now, the Northeast was ranked number 4 in dollar volume. However, they are the 2nd fastest growing region. So it's interesting, and it's always good to not only understand where the dollars are, but where growth is happening. The same goes for categories. So when we look at the 5 categories that are driving the greatest growth today, of all 37 that we're tracking, pet food and treats is ranked number 2. So this is really cool. We see there's adoption of CBD happening for the pet parents. We see that they're working that into their everyday life, not only for themselves, but also for their pet. And we have a really good indicator as to why that's happening. So today's pet parent is a natural pet parent. This pet parent does live in that neighborhood market and in those natural areas. And the fastest growing pet parent today is the millennial. So we say things like humanization of pets. Well, this is the status quo for a millennial pet parent. Their pet is their child, and it started out as their child. And most of them have pets before they have children of their own. So when we're looking at CBD as a functional ingredient, they are taking this for benefits around health and wellness. And so it's very easy for them to incorporate this into their pet's lifestyle. You also think about CBD, and the number one use for it in pets is calming. Well, the millennial is taking her pet everywhere with her, on planes, on road trips, down the street to eat dinner. And so knowing that this is tied to a calming nature for pets, again, is another reason that it is so highly adopted by the natural and the millennial pet parent. Now, natural shoppers are looking for different things. Their motivations and how they buy for themselves 100% comes into play when they're shopping for their pets. They're wanting their pets and their child to have a healthy and clean lifestyle. They do care about the environment, more sustainable practices, making a better future for tomorrow. And then lastly, they really want to be able to buy these better for you products locally. So when you think back to Spins Pet, Spins Natural Enhanced, and Mulo, and where the dollar volume was for pet CBD, it was in this neighborhood pet market, right? They're finding it, they're creating that relationship with their local marketplace. And this is definitely the case when it comes to CBD. Now, we partnered up with our partner FinCaddy to get some consumer insights around CBD, both from a trial kind of popularity aspect, as well as a repeat, will you do it again with your pet aspect. So 1 in 4 dog and 1 in 4 cat owners all said that they had fed their dog or cat CBD products. Now, from a repeat purchase stance, 2 in 3 dog parents and 3 in 4 cat parents said that they would do it again. Now, when we look at what's next, where is pet and CBD possibly moving through the marketplace today? We know that pet care and wellness is where the volume is today. It's 6 times larger in volume than treats and food. However, when we look at growth, we know that pet food and treats is driving 10 times the dollar growth today. So we much prefer giving our dog a treat. It's enjoyable for us, it's enjoyable for the dog. So we have to consider form and function when it comes to products like CBD. Where is growth going? What are some of those indicators? What is some of that ease of delivery? That's all going to come into play in the future. Now, when we look at the channels again, we know that neighborhood pet is where it's at today. We know that natural enhanced on the human side is where CBD is at today. But it's important for us to track that progressive shopper through our Spins proprietary channels to understand when has a trend become mainstream. So CBD today is starting to show up in Mulo. Now, Mulo has a lot of ground to cover. Their share is very small. Remind you, there's 37 categories selling CBD. So there's definitely going to be some change and some movement in the Mulo channel with regards to CBD. However, today, it still truly remains with that progressive shopper. We're starting to see a shift in Mulo. We'll continue to track that. And understand when it's become really a mainstream purchase. Now, is what's happening for us as humans an indicator for what's next for our pets? And I can tell you it has been from the development of CBD, the form, the function, the delivery method of CBD. It has been a true replication of how the human market started. So if we go back and look at categories driving growth today, what is next for pets? Are we going to start seeing this incorporate more in topicals for pets, skincare for pets. Think about the grooming and the bathing categories for our furry family members. This certainly will be where Spins is watching the market go, and we'll continue to keep you posted. So it's been awesome joining you today. Thank you so much for having me and allowing me some time to share about Spins and CBD as a functional ingredient. Please visit our website for more information. Follow us on social media. Join in on the conversation, #PetParentNation. And I do hope you stay safe, stay well, stay connected. Thank you again for having me.